Undefeated, undisputed, UK MMA's light heavyweight alpha male and leader of the Pride. An animal too dominant to be contained, now preparing his assault upon the UFC's elite. On September 29th, in a jungle where lions eat first, the poster boy, Jimi Manuwa, comes to feast. After jumping feet first into the world of mixed martial arts and winning his first 2 fights inside the first 2 rounds, his talents were spotted by the man who revolutionised mixed martial arts in the UK. That man is Ultimate Challenger's own Dave O'Donnell.
I'm Dave O'Donnell, UC MMA promoter, godfather of MMA, and I can spot talent. My first experience of meeting the poster boy was phenomenal. He sat on the couch, I looked him in the eyes and thought, now that is what I call a fighter. Since he fought for us, he's never been beaten. And anything I put in his way, he destroys. Remember one thing, lions eat first. Now the poster boy was just a normal guy, just like you. But he trained hard, he trained fast, and he trained mean. He brought the best trainers around to make him superhuman. And guess what? He's in the UFC. And guess what? He's 11-0. What more can I tell you? I'm Dave O'Donnell. I spot talent all over the world.
Yeah, I was excited, obviously, getting signed to the UFC and that. We half had a plan, like me and my manager, we half had a plan and that, so I half knew that it was going to happen, but we had to like keep our mouths closed, sort of thing, do you know what I mean? So keep a lid on things and everything. So yeah, no, I was excited. I've always wanted to be in the UFC. Obviously, that was the main kind of objective from the start, anyway. So yeah, I thought we're ready to go and make an impact on the UFC.
The poster boy used his smarts, determination and will to win, from which he honed on the mean streets of South London, now refocused towards a new career. From the very beginning he assembled a team of coaches that would turn his undoubted but raw talent into a well-drilled finishing machine. The team consisted of strength and conditioning coach Joe Mack, BJJ coach Ricardo da Silva, and MMA coach Dino Maringo.
So we're on our way now to Nova Forza.
Yeah.
Train with Ricardo da Silva.
Yeah, the #1 jiu-jitsu club in the UK, mate. Trust me.
How did that? Was that relationship the same? Was you?
Yeah, that was my first club I went to when I first started, Ricardo, and I'm sticking with Ricardo and the team down there, because you can't get any better jiu-jitsu, sparring, teaching, and the whole game down there. You're gonna see how good it is, and that, like, mate, listen, to get a blue belt down there, like, it's so hard. Like, people like you get other people coming down there and say, oh yeah, I'm a purple belt or brown belt. Like, the blue belts down at Nova Forza, destroy them, because people like take privates and backhand, yeah, give me a purple belt and all that, do you get me? And this don't work like that down there. You have to earn it, and you have to be double. That's why any jiu-jitsu competition they go to, they just destroy everybody in their category. So yeah, and like, it's my team anyway. I'm sticking with that. I love the team down there, and mate, Ricardo's the best teacher. Anything to do with jiu-jitsu or anything like that, he'll like, get me, he knows everything to do with it. So yeah, but I hate sparring with him, man. Like, he just makes me feel so shit. Oh God, but he's a great teacher.
My name is Ricardo da Silva from Nova Forza. I'm Jimi Manuwa's groundwork instructor. He's been training with us for about 4 years. Trained hard, very humble guy. You know, trains with everybody, trains hard, and that's why he's where he is. Yeah, when he came down for the first time, he came down with another student of mine. and he said to me, I have 2 weeks to fight. I was like, have you trained before? And he went, no. I was like, what do you mean no? He went, no, I haven't trained before. And I said, you fight in 2 weeks? He said, yeah. So I thought he was mad. I was like, man, because we have a martial arts gym for a long time. You know, I have a martial arts gym for a long time, and we have people coming all the time and talking silly. And when he said, oh, I have 2 weeks to fight, and then my first fight, I never fought before, never trained before, I thought this guy's crazy. Like everybody else in the gym, I was like, yeah, but you know, we welcomed him into the gym because he came with a good friend of mine. Start training, didn't really know anything, but very tough, strong, physically strong, and then mentally as well. So I thought, you know, he has potential, but he needs to learn the techniques that he didn't know anything. He fought after 2 weeks, he won his first MMA fight, and he liked it. Then he took training really very serious training every day since then. You know, only started when he had a few injuries, but you know, he trains all the time. You know, we do train hard, and he listens. Yeah, that's the memory I have of Jimmy being a madman, walking to my gym. Then I have a fight in 2 weeks. But yeah, he did well, and we're proud to have him as a part of Nova Force.
As with many great fighters, the driving force behind this formidable fighter is his loving family. The time dedicated fighter Manuwa spends with them is precious because his family is one of the key factors in his success to date.
My kids always expect me to win. Do you get me? They don't know that. Well, they do know the hard work and dedication I put into my training. Like every time I come home hurt and everything, it's my daughters was saying, "Oh, Daddy, did you hurt your arm? Did you hurt your leg?" and rubbing it for me and everything. Do you get me? So, like they always say, "Oh, when I'm leaving, it's oh, Daddy, don't hurt yourself today. This, that, and the other." So like, they give me a lot of my willpower and everything. Do you get me? Like after like in my last few fights or whatever, like I've called them after the fights. "Oh, Daddy, we watched it." No, I mean, my last one was live. And I was watching it live and everything, and I called them after, and like I was like, "Oh, I was watching it," and like my little daughter, she does spin back fists all the time now with a head kick as well. Get me? And like that gives me a lot of like pleasure, like seeing things like that. And my kids most of all like give me inspiration when I'm training and everything. Even like my walkout music is her favourite song, and like every time I'm playing that in my iPod when I'm running or when I'm training or whatever I'm playing, I think of my daughter and everything. Makes me go extra harder. So yeah, they're a lot of inspiration, my kids.
After spending some quality time away from training with his family, there is no rest for the poster boy. He is straight back to the grindstone as he continues his preparation for UFC on Fuel TV 5 debut against American Kickboxing Academy's own Kyle Kingsbury, with strength and conditioning coach Joe Mack.
Jimmy first come to me, he hadn't done any kind of fight training, no martial arts background, so we started from scratch, and whatever we kind of showed him, he picked it up. It was just a natural when it comes to the striking, even on the floor in jiu-jitsu. Like, people have not seen his game on the floor yet, but his jiu-jitsu is very good, his wrestling is good, and he just picks things up very easily. Play hard all year round, just because you don't want to get injuries. So when a fight's coming up, that's when he comes in, and then that's when he gets serious, and that's when he starts training hard. That he does need to be pushed in certain areas. When it comes to things like sparring and that, give me a spar all day long and he loves it. When it comes to conditioning, then it's when he needs to kick up the arse and he has to be pushed every session, really.
Okay, but obviously you've known him since he originally got his initial injury with his pec, right?
Yeah.
how have you worked with Jimmy to obviously avoid those kind of injuries? So that's quite a delicate injury to have, isn't it, really?
Basically what it is, people get a lot of injuries when they go too heavy, when they're not warmed up properly, when they're lifting too much weight for the body. So what we do is we do a lot of strength and conditioning training with good warm-up, high reps, and then we do a lot of body weight exercises. We try in the strength and build up the areas around the muscles to strengthen his body up properly. Yeah, he's in a good place. He's kind of like injury-free. He's got no major injuries at the moment. It's just about peaking for the right time now, getting his strength and his general fitness level to hit a peak at the right time.
Jimmy regularly works with some of the best up-and-coming and established talent in the mixed martial arts and combat sports the UK has to offer in order to improve his game. Taking this approach has enabled him to become the dominant light heavyweight in the UK, and one of those talented sparring partners is exciting heavyweight boxing prospect Dylan the Villain White.
It's never easy sparring with Dylan. I remember the first time I sparred him, I could only do one round with him. Sat on the edge of the ring, my nose was dripping blood, my mouth was dripping blood, I couldn't bite down, and my gum shield, I was fucked. You know what I mean? So, come a long way, but mate, Dylan's going all the way, trust me. He's going to be champion, he's going to be world champion, trust me. He's a trainaholic. Constantly training, constantly improving. We just come back from sparring with the Klitschko and that. So trust me, going places, going places.
So that must be, you must have really great sparring sessions, especially as you've come on from only being able to last a round with him. It must be really beneficial for you as a fighter.
No one's going to hit as hard as Dylan White. And go to war and everything. He's always teaching me new stuff and getting me better. We push each other, you get me? I push him with certain things, he pushing me with certain things and everything, you get me? It's always good to have a good friend like him, so we can put together and get good. He's going to do the thing in boxing, I'm doing the thing in MMA, trust me, so watch out.
Jimmy, for when I was doing kickboxing, you know, and obviously I switched to boxing. I've been boxing over 3 years, you know, and it's going really good and stuff. So, you know, I just come down and do boxing stuff with Jimmy, you know, keep him sharp and stuff, and you know, it's good for me and it's good for him.
So in terms of MMA and striking, how do you rate his striking?
Listen, his hands have been better than most MMA guys because, you know, he does a lot of boxing work, he does a lot of boxing sparring with me, and you know, and he's got power and he's strong, so, you know, I think he's going to dominate the light heavyweight division.
Yeah, because he kind of spoke before about how when he first started training with you, he could barely last around, and he talked about an incident where he felt like his jaw was broken and so forth. How have you aided him as a professional boxer to kind of overcome those kind of situations?
You know, we just work together, you know, like we do pads together, we do stuff together, you know. It's still early for me, I still make a lot of mistakes, but you know, I try and give him as much advice as I can. Like, move your head after you finish punching, don't stand there, because Jimmy's like me. He's like what I was 2 years ago, a pure war horse. You know what I mean? To stand there and fight till someone get knocked out. But obviously now, you know, I've changed that a bit, so I try and help him and try and tell him stuff to do to improve his defense and stuff, you know, and it's working well for him, you know.
My mate's Men's is performing today. He's opened up the show for like Tintin Strider and Skepta and a few others at Fort Park, so I've just come to support him and just show some love for my brother.
That's my boy, is it? When Jimmy wins, I win, you understand? Now we got the big fight coming up in September. Like, he's gonna win, he has to win, you understand? Jimmy's come from a background where we're not used to losing. Whether it's fighting, whether it's survival on the roads, we're not used to losing at all, you understand? So that aggression is getting poured into his talent now, which is the fighting thing. So, like, we've already won. I don't fear when it comes to poster boy. That's my dog. Is it?
I'm proud of my little bro, proud of my little bro.
Listen, we're in the, what's it called? The results business. It's all about results.
Yeah.
If you ain't getting no results, leave it, man, leave it. All about results, man. Don't waste your time on nothing else. And if you're gonna do it, make sure you be the best, bro.
Yeah, I said to him today, like,
Shit.
good how he's jumped like 10 steps.
That's it.
But like we've been through some. You get me? Me and him.
We've been through some.
Me on my men's on his own. You get me? We've been through a lot on the streets.
A couple hiccups,
so,
but
yeah. So like it's good to see him doing positive things as well. And yeah, man, I'm proud of him. I like the way he's doing it as well. I told him that this morning when I linked him. Still, like, proud of the way he's doing things. And like, he's not like a lot of artists these days. They're just like artists for the sake of being artists. You get me? They're in the game, like they're not really making no moves or nothing. You get me? So he's only just started like in the last 6 months or something.
Word.
Or not. But he's only just come out as being an artist in the last 6 months. He's made like big moves. You get me? So like that's the way we like to do things. You get me? So I'm proud of him, man.
If my brother Jimmy come from the same predicament I came from and be a champion, why can't I be a champion in music? Is it? Like that's my guideline. You understand? That's the truth from the pudding right there.
Everyone might know the same kick, but it's your coaches what puts things together, and it's just like listening to your coaches and stuff like that. Like my coach Dino Maringo, like I was saying before, like everyone knows the same thing, but it's your corner man, your coach, and everything what is very important, and that. So like you sparring or you're in a fight or whatever, it's your corner man what knows what to call and everything. Like me and Dino are like it's like he's playing a computer game. Do you know what I mean? And I'm the character, and he's got the control pad. Do you get me? So like his voice, like the whole crowd could be shouting, but the only thing I can hear is his voice telling me what to do. Do you get me? So like even in my last Bama fight and everything, like I know how to do spin back fist and a head kick or whatever, but it's when your corner man calls it out and everything. So I think that's very important. Like Dino he's like a magician. Trust me, he's a magician. He knows, he can look at someone and just spot how to get through to them and everything. So like I think that's very important.
You know, I've taught Jimmy from a total beginning, before he could kick and punch and grapple and stuff like that. So you know, we've worked together from the scratch. So you know, like he's listened to everything I've had to tell him to do. He's gone and sparred with the right people. He knows. He don't think it's too big to learn. He will learn off anybody if he thinks, if he thinks it's good, he'll learn off them. You know, he knows he's still got, a bit more to learn. But I can't see anybody beating him in the near future. You know, he's very, very heavy-handed. He's very heavy-handed. Great kicks now, good knees, good clinch. We've been working on our clinch for a long time now. As a lot of people can tell from the Valentino Prochescu fight. Valentino had been a very good fighter himself. He was undefeated. And Jimmy's jiu-jitsu now is like, he's hard work, put it that way. This is everything people don't know about fighting. Think it's glamorous. Look at the clock. You know, when you've already trained 3 times a day and you're still training at 8:30 at night, you know, for the 5th day on the trot, it's not so fun. People see you walk in, the music, the belt, they think, I want to be a cage fighter, I want to be a pro fighter, until they realise how difficult it is. You know, people don't realise it's a hard life. That's why a lot of people never make a pro fighter. Some people have a couple of fights at lower level. As soon as they step up a class, that's why you see a lot of people's records lost more than they've won.
Not putting down any coaches or anything, but I'm saying like until the coach might be shouting at you and everything, but until he's been in there doing the same thing and everything else, like you can't really compare the two. Dino's full, he competes all the time, he trains all the time and everything, and he's very good at what he does. So that's why I've kept him as my #1, and I always will have him as my #1 corner man, because he's built me from scratch. He was my first corner man for my first fight, and it'll be my last corner for my last fight. We're still sticking together because like he knows me inside out. He knows all the kicks and everything. He taught me how to do. I might have other coaches was doing it with me, Dino puts everything together. My ground game, everything.
Same.
Like, so I've got Ricardo teaching me just jiu-jitsu. I've got like Julian from Red Dragons doing my kickboxing pads. I've got Abdul doing my my wrestling and stuff like that. I've got other people doing me. I'm doing bits and bobs with judo and other stuff like that. Strength and conditioning. Dino puts everything together. He knows when I'm tired. He knows what he just knows me inside out. So yeah, it's very important. It's very important to have your cornerman around you. Definitely.
So basically, he's the glue that holds.
That puts everything together. Yeah,
cool.
definitely. I can't bring myself to talk smack and stuff like that. Do you get me? I get my fighting does the talking for me. I get the job done, and like no one's gonna beat me in the cage. I'm saying that now. No one's gonna beat me in the cage. I train hard and I train to win. Do you get me? I don't train to lose. I don't train to cover up and to try. I train to kill. Do you get me? And like the only person who was stopping the fight, was preventing the opponent from getting killed, is the ref, and that's who stops them from getting killed. Do you get me? So like it's kill or be killed in there. Do you get me? And no one's gonna kill me. No one's gonna kill me in the cage. Do you get me? I won't allow it.
On Saturday, September 29th at the Capital FM Arena in Nottingham, England, finishing machine Jimi Manuwa finally gets to showcase his undoubted talent against former tough contestant Kyle Kingsbury. A fight which will hopefully begin the poster boy's ascent to the top of the UFC food chain. There is an old African saying which states, no matter the economy of the jungle, a lion will never eat grass. Come September 29th, the poster boy plans on feasting upon the UFC light heavyweight division. Why? Because lions eat first.